Orange Lucifer Man's name got black Sharpie'd out of the Epstein files, and nobody's allowed to scream about it. Let's just start with the part that makes every normal human want to throw their phone across the room. The FBI actually took a fat red marker and scratched Orange Lucifer Man's name clean out of the Jeffrey Epstein documents before anybody outside the club got to see them. Yeah, you read that right. While the rest of us were begging for every last scrap of paper that might explain why a billionaire pedophile had a private jet full of politicians and celebrities, the same government that swears it's on our side decided the feelings of one spray-tanned has-been were more important than the truth. They called it standard privacy exemptions because at the time Epstein was running his island of horrors, Orange Lucifer Man was technically just a private citizen. Private citizen. The same private citizen who bragged about walking into teenage beauty pageant dressing rooms, who got caught on tape talking about grabbing women by the pussy, who hung out with Epstein for decades like they were golf buddies, swapping Rolexes and underage girls. But sure, Jan, let's protect his delicate reputation. And then the DOJ, now run by people who kiss the ring so hard their lips are permanently chapped, just shrugged and announced there will be no more releases because no further disclosure would be appropriate or warranted. Appropriate. Warranted? Those are the words they used while the rest of us are over here screaming into pillows because we already know what's in those files is radioactive enough that Pam Bondi herself had to personally call Orange Lucifer Man and warn him his name shows up a bunch of times. But don't worry, guys, most of it is just unverified hearsay, which is government speak for we saw it, we read it, we know it stinks to high heaven, but we're going to pretend it's fairy dust so nobody has to do anything. A federal judge flat out refused to unseal the grand jury transcripts. Because apparently the sacred secrecy of grand juries is more important than letting the country know if the guy who used to run the free world was neck-deep in the same child trafficking ring that destroyed hundreds of little girls' lives. Cool system we got here. Really fair. Super transparent. Now let's talk about what this actually is, because I'm not going to dance around it like some cable news host scared of a lawsuit. This is obstruction on steroids. This is a cover-up so blatant it should come with its own theme music. They redacted his name not because of some dusty FOIA rule written in 1974. They did it because the second those unredacted pages hit daylight, half the country would finally have the receipts they've been begging for since 2016. And Orange Lucifer Man would have to answer questions he can't lie his way out of with fake news and witch hunt anymore. Questions like, why did you fly on the Lolita Express so many times? Why is there video of you and Epstein giggling like schoolgirls together? Why did you wish Ghislaine Maxwell well after she got arrested for running the exact same trafficking operation you used to party at? But nah, privacy exemptions, bro. Gotta protect the poor little rich boy, abuse of power. Honey, this is the textbook definition. The second he slithered back into office, every agency that used to pretend to be independent suddenly remembered who pays their bosses' bosses. DOJ, FBI, courts, everybody got the memo. Touch those files and you're fired, blacklisted, or worse. And Congress. Half of them are too busy trying to get invited to the next Mar-a-Lago Christmas party to even pretend they care. The other half are screaming into the void, filing resolutions nobody will ever vote on because the second they do, Fox News will call them pedophile-loving communists, and their fundraising dries up faster than a MAGA brain at a science fair, civil suits. Sure, victims could try. But good luck getting discovery when the government itself is hiding the evidence. FOIA litigation. Watchdog groups are trying, bless their hearts, but they're fighting a machine that just decided the rules don't apply when the defendant has tiny hands and a massive ego. Grand jury secrecy. That's the ultimate, because I said so, of the legal world. They'll keep those transcripts locked up tighter than Orange Lucifer Man's tax returns until we're all dead and buried. So here we are in 2025, watching the most powerful country on earth bend over backwards to protect a man who spent decades bragging about sexual assault, who partied with a child trafficker, who got named in court documents over and over again, and somehow he's the victim here. His privacy matters more than the girls who were raped, more than the parents who still don't know what happened to their kids, more than an entire nation that deserves to know if the person with the nuclear codes was compromised by a monster. This isn't about politics anymore. This is about basic human decency. This is about little girls who were trafficked like cattle while rich men laughed and took pictures. This is about a system that decided those girls' lives are worth less than one man's reputation. And every single person who signed off on those redactions, who voted to table the resolutions, who looked the other way, every single one of them has blood on their hands. They chose party over children. They chose power over truth. They chose orange Lucifer man over justice. So when people ask why nothing ever happens to him, why he keeps getting away with everything, this is why. Because the people who are supposed to hold him accountable are either terrified of him or making money off him. And until we burn that entire corrupt machine to the ground and start over, nothing will change. The files will stay redacted. The girls will stay silenced. And orange Lucifer man will keep grinning that dead-eyed grin while the rest of us choke on the truth they buried. I need you to feel this in your chest. I need you to understand that somewhere right now there is a woman who was 14 when Epstein's people got their hands on her. And she is watching the news knowing the government just decided her rape doesn't matter as much as the feelings of the man who may have been in the room. That is what we are living through. That is what they are protecting. Not privacy, not procedure. They are protecting a predator. And if that doesn't make you want to scream until your throat bleeds, then I don't know what kind of human you are. Santiago del Carmen Maria, Crowning Thoughts. Copyright 2025, independent writer, Crowning Thoughts truth speaker, AI video content creator, writer, blogger, Santiago DC. Maria. All rights reserved.